made it out here to the canyon. Beautiful, beautiful view. The road really wasn't too bad. The Milky Way around 3 a.m. is going to be arching over the canyon, so that's kind of my goal for tonight. I like the composition here. It gives enough room for kind of the river to kind of run around, bend, and then it's going to run right into the Milky Way. So it's a pretty epic view, you know. It's pretty much thousands of feet down right behind me. So I'm excited to shoot tonight. I might freeze to death, but sometimes that's what it takes to get the shot. So this is what I'm going to shoot tonight. I like how the river kind of comes in here. Good framing with this rock. The Milky Way should arch right over here. I might have to shoot a little bit wider. We're just going to have to wait and see. I mean, this is, you know, it's a huge, huge view. So, yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I might change my composition a little bit tonight, but I like this. This is one of the views up here. You know, a lot of the other views kind of keep out or crop out the river kind of bending around and looping around, but I think that's a nice entry point for the eye, and I think this is the first thing I'm going to try and shoot tonight, so we'll see if it works out. It's going to be really dark, but I've dropped a GPS point here, and it should be pretty easy to set up. So I just got back in. I was shooting some blue hour exposures, and I just finished up. Set up camp quick, and I'm about to eat. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's really cloudy out right now. I'm hoping it breaks. It's supposed to, but it's cloudy. It's super cold and it's windy. So I think it's gonna be a rough night for me. But I really want to pull this shot off. So you know, I'm willing to you know, make some sacrifices for my warmth. But we'll see. You know, I'm hoping it breaks. I hope when I get up at 3 a.m. it's clear out there. Like I said, I really want to pull this shot off. It's a unique location, and the Milky Way is just perfect from like 3 to 5 a.m. right now. So I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna probably set up my tracker, get everything set, so when I do wake up and I'm freezing, I don't have to do too much. Yeah, then I'm gonna go to bed. I mean, it's been a long day, and 3 a.m. is gonna come pretty quick. So I'm hoping I can pull the shot off. I'm gonna get up, and that's really all I can do. So we'll see what happens. So it didn't really work out. Yeah, it's too bad, but clouds came in. I got up at 3 and 4, and yeah, the entire horizon was socked in, and the winds picked up. It's like 20 to 30 mile per hour gusts, so I actually had to break down my tent. But, you know, sunrise, I'm looking outside now. I mean, there's a lot of clouds in the sky now, so I'm going to go out and shoot sunrise and just see what we can get. I didn't get the Milky Way shot, but this is still an awesome location, and there's lots of stuff here, so it just means that I'm going to have to come back sometime.
I was really disappointed to not be able to pull off the Milky Way shot. I went out that night, I tried, but it just didn't happen. You know, the weather did not cooperate, and that just happens sometimes. It's part of photography. I was able to get some nice shots that I actually really enjoyed though at sunrise and sunset. So here's one from sunset. I like this up close composition. I thought it framed the canyon well, and although the light seemed harsh at the time, I was able to process it in a way that really brought out the dynamic range, and I like the contrast of the sky, the blues in the sky with the reds and oranges of the canyon. I also really liked my shot from sunrise. The light never really developed, but there were stormy conditions. There was a lot of texture in the sky, and the cloud formations were really interesting. so I thought that made it worth it to process a shot from that morning. So I took a little bit more of a dramatic take here, and I thought the conditions boded well with kind of that interpretation of the scene. I also took a step back and I went a little higher up on the ridge. I felt that revealed the river a little better, and you can see there's a good entrance point. The river's cutting through the canyon. You get a really good view of that. Now I think that's such an important element to this composition and the scene as a whole. Now I actually liked both of these compositions a lot. They're a little bit different and they both have certain things going for them. Now of course I wish that, would have gotten that light in the Milky Way that I hoped for, but I had a great time exploring this location and I definitely will be back again in the future. After sunrise, I packed up my gear and I left the canyon. I now turned my sights toward the Badlands of southern Utah. This was a relatively unknown area to me, but it's an area that I've wanted to explore for a very long time. I marked a couple dirt roads, and my plan was just to drive those roads, do some exploring, and hopefully make some great images along the way.
So I found a couple compositions that I like. The one main one I think I'm going to shoot is a really nice mud crack scene. They're huge mud cracks, really well defined. Like something you probably have seen out of Death Valley lately. So I'm going to try and shoot that. Looked amazing at 14, but the peak was a little bit small. So I've been thinking about that. And I might do a little bit of a perspective blend. So I might shoot my cracks at 14 and then actually take like a 16 or 20 millimeter shot for the peak and then blend that in just to get it looking pretty big, because I mean you can see behind me it's right in my face. I mean it's a big peak. It's just when you get that really low perspective with the wide angle to really emphasize the foreground, sometimes your focal point or mountain or butte, whatever's in the background, gets a little compressed. But I might shoot at 14. We'll see. I've got about 2 hours until sunset. Clouds are dissipating, but what can you do? So it's an amazing spot, though. I think I'm going to stick around here for sunrise, so I'm going to give myself 2 chances, and I'm hoping I come away with a shot. And it's still windy.
The clouds ended up fading quickly at sunset, and I tried a different perspective that really didn't work out. But along the way, I did find a great spot for sunrise the next morning. As I was wandering around, I realized that the Milky Way would rise and be visible over this butte around 4 a.m. the next morning. It was an unexpected surprise. I ended up spending the rest of the evening scouting for compositions that I could shoot at blue hour and eventually blend with a track shot of the Milky Way. I ended up finding this spot. I loved the S-curve leading to the butte. I thought it was a very strong leading line, and I thought it really made the composition stand out. I stayed out about an hour past sunset and captured some blue hour exposures.
I think I have a really nice Milky Way composition set up here. The Milky Way is going to be right over the horizon to the butte, to the right of this butte, and I have a really nice S-curve here. A couple of footsteps probably from me that I'm going to have to clean up, but I really like the back and forth, and it should be a really clean blue hour blend because there's no clouds over the horizon really. It should be pretty smooth. I just need to come out here, get my tracker out, and get the Milky Way. It's supposed to be partly cloudy tonight, but all I need is a break in the southeast. I just got done shooting my blue hour exposures. I think they turned out pretty good. I shot them all at like f8, ISO 100 to 400. I just bumped my ISO up as it got darker out here. They turned out really well though. I like the composition a lot. Like I said, I just need the Milky Way, so I'm gonna go back to the car. I'm actually gonna sleep in the car tonight. It should make it pretty easy to get up at 3 a.m. Milky Way should be good from like 3 to 4:30 to 5 a.m. I'm just gonna have to see when I get out here, but it didn't work out the other night, so I'm really hoping it comes together tonight. So this is my track shot here. I'm hoping it's gonna work. I shot it at f4 ISO 800 about 4 minutes. The clouds came in pretty quick and covered up the Milky Way, but all I needed was one shot, and I'm thinking I can kind of work with this and find a way to blend it in.
Everything finally came together on that night. Here is my blue hour exposure. To prep it for blending, I desaturated the image as a whole and adjusted the white balance for a cooler look. I also recovered the shadows to bring back a little dynamic range. I tried to get my blue hour exposures to look like they were taken in the middle of the night. I find that results in a realistic feel with a final blended image. And here is my track shot. I was only able to take 2 tracked exposures before the cloud swept in, but all I needed was this one, so I was really happy to get this. I like the subtle light pollution in the distance with this one too. I did some basic white balance adjustments and added a tiny amount of pop to the Milky Way, but I reserved most of my processing for after the blend. With some blending and processing work in Photoshop, here's the final image that I was able to put together. I'm really happy with this image and I thought it turned out great. I especially liked how the Milky Way seemed to complement everything going on in the composition. There's good rule of thirds as a whole, and I already discussed how I really like the leading line and the placement of the butte in this composition. I don't release many Milky Way shots, but I was very happy with this image. I thought it was a unique take in a very, very amazing location. I ended up staying up and shooting all the way until sunrise, and I was greeted with some really nice light at sunrise. It was just a great way to cap off my adventure to this area.
Just an absolutely insane morning here. Clouds just breaking in every direction. There's light literally everywhere you look. These are kind of the mud cracks I was talking about yesterday. It didn't work out for sunset, but sunrise it's beautiful right now. Even though we don't have light on the peak, the sky is just amazing. So I'm really low to the ground, so I can get these defined cracks here. And I'm focus stacking everything. There was another location that I really liked, but I'm not even gonna mess with it. The light's so good. I don't wanna risk, running around like a crazy person trying to find a composition. So I'm gonna stick with this. I feel really fortunate too. I almost went back to another area closer to Zion, and I just decided I was gonna go explore a little bit, and I'm super happy I did because I've wanted a shot from this peak for a long time, and the light is just really, really great. So I'm just going to continue to shoot here. I might hike on the back side of the peak a little bit later. I can fly my drone over there, so that's the reason I might do that. But I really want a wide angle shot here, so I'm just going to shoot until the light stops, really. It is kind of a tough scene too because there's a lot of shadow here. Nothing has light and the sky is just on fire. So I'm doing a lot of focus stacking, but then I'm also taking another exposure that's darker for the sky. So when I blend these in post, it'll be my focus stack, and then I'll bring in that darker sky so I have all my highlights.
This was the image that I produced that morning, and it's probably my favorite image from the trip. These mud cracks are the types of foregrounds that landscapers live for, and I was excited to pair them with an incredible desert landscape. But a good composition is still essential. I liked this arrangement and how the lines sucked the viewer into the scene. And I also like how the immediate foreground cracks form a frame around the peak as well. The light was good all morning, but I ended up opting for a dawn exposure with soft blue and pink tones. Technically, this is a focus stack of 3 different exposures. I found that I did not have to use another exposure for the dynamic range in the sky. It was fairly simple to put together, and I made only minor adjustments during processing. Those are really the best types of images, and that usually means that the light was exceptional, and it was. With that, I'll conclude this first video from my travels in the Southwest. I hope you all enjoyed following me on my journey and my adventure. There will be future videos documenting some of the other locations I visited during my trip. Until then, take care.